Hello, you beautiful tea minds. Welcome to the Tea Crane again. A question about tea ceremony that I hear often is, why do you have to turn the bowl? Now, the thing with tea ceremony is that you don't have to do anything, really. Only things are done in a certain way because they are more proper to do it that way, or they convey a better message. So important when learning tea ceremony is that you learn the reasons behind why things are done. And that's always something that I love to share with my students as well, is not just say, now you have to raise the bowl, now you have to do this, now you have to do that, but to actually inform them of why they are doing it and why it is necessary to do it this way. Learning something this way also makes it easier to remember why you're doing it, and so what you are going to do, because it becomes something that comes from within. It's not just a memory. It's like now this step, then that step, and then that step. No, I want to be mindful of this right now, so I'm going to do that first, and then once I've done that, I'm going to go to the next step. So this is a more logical approach to tea ceremony. So today, look, you've just been presented with a steamy, frothy, delicious bowl of thin tea, usucha. Now what are you going to do? Are you just going to bring it to your mouth and drink it at once? Or are we going to create a bit of mindfulness and some awareness about the other things that are around us? Because that is the reason of the steps that we take before we drink. Now, what are the things that you do before you consume your bowl of matcha? Is you address the other guests. First of all, before you even touch the bowl that is presented to you, although you know it's yours and everyone else knows it's yours as well, you are still going to ask permission from the guest who has already drunk to join him in drinking, him or her. Or to the other guest who has not drunk yet, you're going to apologize for drinking before him or her. Now, this is not really about getting an approval or about really being apologetic because you find it so bad that you are drinking before and you would have wished that he or she could have the bowl of tea before you. That is indeed the idea behind it, but doing this shows consideration for everyone who is present and shows consideration for at which stage everyone is at. And also shows that you are considerate about your place, your position in the tea room. Because of course, a tea occasion is always created by everyone who is present. And so if you show that you know your place and that you also understand the positions of everyone else and that you want to try to do as much as possible to make it as agreeable and nice for everyone else, then this tea ceremony can come to a good end. There is something called ichiza konryu. It means as much as everyone in the tea chamber together creates an atmosphere. And that atmosphere will result in the outcome of the occasion. And if you want to be complaining about everything and don't want to be mindful of other people, then of course that is going to reflect in the atmosphere and it's going to affect the experience of everyone who is present in that tea chamber. So that is why it is important to take this step. And we do that by first apologizing to the next guest who has not yet had a bowl that we are going to drink first. And you say, "Osaki de gozaimasu" in Japanese. In English, that would mean as much as "allow me to go first." And then you request permission from the guest who has already drunk, who is already in the process that you are going to get in. And you say, "O shouban itashimasu," allow me to join you. So these steps are very important. So first, you think of the other people in the room. Next, you pick up your bowl. And before you do anything about it, you raise it to your forehead, which is to raise it in gratitude to the universe, the gods, the Buddhas, everything and everyone who has participated or at least played a role in making this bowl of tea possible for you. There are the people in the room, there's the host who has made the tea. This is not an appreciation towards the host, it's an appreciation towards everything that is not present in the tea chamber. So just taking that moment to be mindful of everything that has gone into making this bowl of tea possible. And once you have considered the other persons in the room, once you have considered everyone who has contributed to the bowl of tea, then it is time to think about yourself. It's time to drink. And before we drink, we turn the bowl. And here we come to our main question. Why do we turn the bowl? Now, this is the funny thing. Every school, again, has different reasons for why they turn the bowl. In the Urasenke tradition, I have heard, there might be some differences as well, but I've heard they turn the bowl twice, 90 degrees, which means that the front, which is usually the most interesting part of the bowl, which was pointing towards you, so that when you receive the bowl, you can see the front and see the beautiful pattern or the beautiful painting on the bowl and enjoy it that way. If you turn the bowl twice, that means that the front will be on the opposite side. So when you're drinking, the front is showing to other guests, other people present in the room. Now, in the ancient tradition, we don't turn twice and we're not as considerate about showing the front to others. Of course, the front is showing to us and we're considerate about not putting our lips on that side. Where we want to drink from is the side on the right. We want to drink from, if we look at this as a clock, not 6, but 3 o'clock. So that is why we turn the bowl once a quarter. So that what was at 3 o'clock will now become 6 o'clock. And this allows us to drink from the side. Now, why is that important? If you understand a little bit of the service of tea ceremony, then you know that the host will always put hot water in the bowl, rinse it round, and then empty it out in a wastewater bowl. And when doing that, the hot water or the cold water will come out over the rim at 3 o'clock, which is exactly where you as a guest are going to put your lips. So this is cooperation between host and guests. Now you might have thought, well, we've been considerate about the other guests, we've been considerate about the universe and everyone else, but what about the host? Well, this is the time that we are considerate about the host. This is the time where we say we're turning the bowl a quarter so that we drink from the side that is going to be cleansed most thoroughly throughout the service. Hence, being appreciative and considerate of the selection of utensils that the host has made for us, and showing the host that we want to collaborate with him so that he can make the tea ceremony, the service, into the best possible occasion. We are helping him. So that is the way that we show consideration in the tea ceremony. I know in other schools, for example, Urasenke, before picking up the bowl, they would bow and make a greeting to the host, saying, I'm going to enjoy your tea right now. But in Enshu, we don't do that. We actually only address the host after we've taken the first mouthful. So allow me to have my bowl of tea first. And after I've had one mouthful, I will turn to the host and say, it's absolutely delicious. Thank you for this bowl of tea. And then I will finish the rest. It's not absolutely necessary, but you can make a slurping sound at the end to get some of the remaining foam out. And when you've finished drinking, you're going to use your forefinger and thumb to cleanse this rim of the bowl where you've drunk, where your mouth has touched. This is again a cooperation towards the host, being considerate of the tools that he uses and making sure that you bring them back in the best and cleanest possible state. So again, if we look at this like the face of a clock, you would go with your forefinger, just the tip of your forefinger, you don't have to put your forefinger all the way into the bowl, but just on the rim, are going to wipe from 5 to 7. There, you change to your thumb and wipe on the outside of the rim from 7 to 5. So doing this very simple motion with your forefinger on the inside of the rim, there you change to your thumb and on the outside of the rim to cleanse both where your upper and lower lip has touched. And then you turn your bowl back. And of course, when someone comes to get it back or you give it back to someone, that is when you turn the bowl twice, present the front to them and give it back with the front facing towards them. And on a bowl like this, what is the front? Well, the front is always the side that is presented facing you. Regardless of whether or not there's an interesting pattern on it or not, the front will always be the side that is facing towards you. And you just be considerate of which side is facing me and how do I handle the bowl, always making sure that the front is facing me or the person I present it to. These are the steps that we would take in tea ceremony before and after we drink a bowl of matcha, and I think that these steps should not just stay in tea ceremony, but when you enjoy a bowl of matcha at home, although there might be no one around you to apologize to, you might still want to pick up the bowl in your hands and think, I'm grateful for this bowl. Make that gesture. Cultivate that gratitude in your heart and let matcha be the catalyst for you to cultivate gratitude in your life. Turn the bowl. Have your bowl of tea. Cleanse the rim, turn the bowl back, put the bowl down, and this ritual way of consuming a bowl of tea will already make a huge difference in how you start your day or how you continue your day from there on, and basically how you feel throughout the day in general. So I hope this was beneficial. If you want to learn more about tea ceremony, I invite you to join my online tea ceremony course. The link is in the description below. Please go and have a look, click the link and find out more details on the page that it directs to. I'm sure that you will learn a lot about tea ceremony in this course and that it will be life-changing for you to take this journey with me. So thank you for watching. Maybe see you on the inside of my course, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you again in another video.